The scout ship drifted through cold space, silent and small. Its name was unswhispered, and its mission was simple: map dead stars. Commander Lena Holt leaned forward in her seat, eyes narrowed at the screen. The crew was quiet. The only sound came from the ship's soft humming and the occasional beep from the scanner. They were deep in the Orion expanse, far past human territory. This area had no colonies, no stations, just dust, rocks, and dead suns. But then it happened. "Commander," whispered Tech Officer Uniro, her voice sharp with tension. "Just got a signal on the old SETI band." Lena sat up. "Repeat that." Uni tapped the controls. The screen flickered, then showed a waveform, blinking, pulsing signal. "Perfectly timed, not random, not natural. Is it Earth-based?" Lena asked. "No," Uni said. "It's every known galactic language, all at once." They stared at the screen. The message kept repeating, a wave of symbols and sounds from dozens of ancient tongues some humans hadn't even discovered. And then, after 2 minutes, it stopped. Silence. Then a final message appeared in clear, simple English. "Come." Below it, coordinates blinked far past any human colony. Just empty space, and as suddenly as it came, the signal vanished. "Main body. The mystery deepens. Wake the Admiral," Lena said. Within hours, the UN's whisper turned back. Humanity's first signal from an alien intelligence reel, direct had arrived, and the message wasn't just a greeting, it was an invitation. Chapter 1. The mission back on Earth. Uncentral Command met behind closed doors. The signal was confirmed, replayed, and decoded again. Experts couldn't explain how the message knew so many alien dialects. Some hadn't been heard in over 1,000 years, but there was no doubt. This was first contact. Humanity had long searched. The stars built colonies, sent probes, scanned deep space. Nothing had ever replied. Until now, the United Nations launched its fastest diplomatic ship, Unasora, carrying top scientists, military escorts, translators, and diplomats. At the edge of human space, the ship jumped toward the blinking coordinates. Chapter 2. The silent station. 3 weeks later, the Aurora arrived. Floating in the dark was a giant alien structure, miles wide, shaped like a black flower with glowing blue lights.
"Oh no."
Ships guarded it, no weapons aimed outward. It spun slowly, humming with power. "Life signs?" asked Captain Idris Vance, the ship's commander. "None," the sensor officer replied. "But it's active. Something inside is watching." The station's front opened like a blooming petal. A docking port extended. The message came again, this time only in English. "Welcome, humanity. Enter."
Cautiously, the Aurora docked.
The diplomatic team stepped inside. Inside, the station was clean, polished, and strangely warm. Lights adjusted to human vision. Air was beredically. No guards, no hosts, just silence. And a long hallway glowing with soft blue lights at the end. They found it a wide room with 12 seats circling a table. Each seat bore a different alien symbol, but none were occupied. And then, doors opened across the room. Other beings entered, aliens, tall ones with silver scales, short ones with glowing heads, insectoid creatures, gas-based beings inside floating tubes. Each one looked around and froze when they saw the humans. Chapter 3. Recognition. For a long moment, no one moved. Then, an alien with 6 thin eyes and a long silver robe stepped forward. Its voice came through a translator, smooth and careful. "We did not expect you." Captain Vance stepped forward. "We received the signal. We assumed it was a call for peace." Another alien nodded slowly. "Yes. A beacon left long ago. We used it when we first found this place. It calls all who seek peace. And we came," said Earth's ambassador, Nadia Varin, in peace. The silver-eyed alien stared for a long time. Then it said something that made the human team go cold. "We thought your kind was extinct." Chapter 4. The Forgotten Ones. The meeting began slowly. Translations lagged. Cultures clashed. But one thing became clear. This station was a relic from a time when a galactic council had once existed. Long ago, many species had come together here to share peace, science, and culture, but that age had ended. Wars, fear, and something worse had torn it apart. The council had broken. The beacon had gone silent until now, and humans were not in any of their records. The other species believed Earth had once been part of the old galactic maps, but was lost. Thought dead after the Griever Wars centuries ago. We assumed no one could survive that far out, one said. You were wrong, Ambassador Varen replied. We survived, we rebuilt, and now we're here. Chapter 5. Tensions build over the next few days. More alien ships arrived. Some greeted humanity with kindness. Others kept their distance. Some stared too long in private, the aliens talked. They're too advanced for a lost race. Look at how quickly they recovered. They have weapons on that ship. Old design, but powerful. What if they were hiding? One of the alien observers, being called Varric of the Sol, began studying human history files. Open files. Public records. At first, he was fascinated by Earth's music, art, and literature. Then he found the war logs. Chapter 6. Earth's hidden scars. The logs weren't secret, but the aliens didn't understand what they meant. Images of Earth's early wars, bombs, fire, destruction, War, the First World War II, the Cold War, the Solar Wars, the fall of Luna Base, the Titanian siege video, clips of human soldiers fighting. On moons and asteroids, old footage of Earth's cities destroyed and rebuilt. Again and again, the aliens watched in silence. Then they saw something else. A file labeled Project Titan Forge, status, standby, locked, encrypted. But the name stuck with them. Forged a weapon, a ship, a factory. They didn't know yet, but they were afraid. Chapter 7. Whispers and warnings inside the human diplomatic ship. Alarms quietly pinged. Unknown ships were scanning them with deep probes. Uni, now assigned to the Aurora, whispered to Captain Vance. They're trying to find out what we've built, what we've hidden. Vance nodded grimly. Should we tell them? She asked. No, he said, not yet. That night, one of the alien diplomats met with Varen in secret. A cloaked room, a quiet voice. You must be honest, said the alien. The others grow nervous. Your species. You're survivors, but they fear survivors more than warriors. Varen looked at her and said only one thing. Then maybe they should see what we survived with. Chapter 8. End of the beginning. The council called a vote. Should humanity be allowed into the council? Should they be trusted? Before the vote began, a hologram appeared in the center of the station. It was a simple image, a silhouette of a massive human-made ship. Black metal, thick armor, massive engines, and along the side, one word in glowing letters. Titan 4. The room went silent. The ship wasn't in orbit. It wasn't near Earth. It was far beyond known space, sleeping, waiting, and now the aliens knew. Humanity had not come weak. They had come prepared. The alien known as Varric of the Tezel stood in front of the old galactic library terminal deep inside the beacon station. His many black eyes stared at the glowing screen, flickering with human military history. He had broken through a simple firewall. Humans were careful, but not careful enough. The files were marked declassified, but what he saw inside was not peaceful. He watched one clip 3 times. A grainy recording showed a desert moon red with dust. A group of human soldiers heavy. Armor, breathing masks, rail rifles rushed into the open, firing at an invisible enemy. Lasers cut across the sky. The sound was muffled, but the panic was clear. They're in the sand. Repeat. They're in the sand. Static. Then another file loaded. This one was labeled Leviathan Test Observation from Mars Orbit. The screen shook from the weapon's power. A dark, massive object blotted out the stars as it fired a pulse beam at a mock asteroid. The asteroid didn't explode. It vanished. Dust. Vapor. Gone. Varric stumbled back. These aren't explorers, he whispered. They are what comes after. The galaxy ends. Chapter 1. A Divided Council on the Beacon Station. The council of 12 powerful alien species that had once ruled the stars sat around a large oval table. The meeting chamber was vast, dimly lit. With soft, glowing walls and gravity adjusted for every species, for the first time in 600 years, every seat was full. Even humanity had a seat now recently added, a plain metal chair with the Earth's crest. On its back, Ambassador Nadia Varin sat there, calm, watching the aliens argue. They must not be trusted. Their weapons are older, yes, but they survived the Grievers. No species has ever returned from that edge of space. Humans are liars. They claim peace, but hide weapons even in peace ships. It should test them, force them to surrender their Titan forge. Nadia stood slowly. We offered friendship. We answered your ancient signal. You call us liars? An insectoid diplomat buzzed. No race that survives what you survived comes back harmless. Ron smiled not kindly. You're right. Chapter 2. The vote the council would now vote. Should humanity be granted observer status in the new galactic order? Observer status meant access to trade, technology exchange, and protection under galactic law. It also gave one seat but no voice in council decisions. Nadia knew it was a test. A half of 4. Unleashed, the vote began. 6 species voted yes. 5 voted no. The 12th Voric species, Zatiso L-, abstained. The room went quiet. It was enough. The humans were accepted, barely. But the message was clear. They were not trusted. Chapter 3. Behind eyes and scanners that night, inside the UN's Aurora, Captain Idris Vance called a secret meeting with his senior staff in Earth Command, via quantum link. The hologram of General Mira Hassan flickered in the center of the room. Her face was stern. They're scanning our files. We know, said Vance. They're scared. Let them be, Mira said. Let them remember what fear feels like. Uni leaned forward. Ma'am, should we activate the forge? Mira shook her head. Not yet. But if they make a move on Osif, they demand we disarm or touch Titan. Forge, we launch it. Vance nodded. Understood. Chapter 4. A diplomatic trap the next morning. The Tazel diplomat, Varric, asked to meet with Varin in private, inside. A quiet chamber with glowing walls and sealed air. He spoke without translators. Ambassador Varin, my people are afraid. I understand, she replied calmly. You shouldn't, he said. Because what you brought with you, your past, your machine sit, changes everything. Nadia folded her hands. So what do you want? A warning, he said. Council members are preparing a motion. If passed, it will force Earth to give up all Class VA weapons, including your Titan Forge. Varin didn't flinch. And if we refuse, it will vote for intervention. Chapter 5. Knowledge is a weapon, meanwhile, deep in the alien archives. Human AI Lexa 7, disguised as a translation program, was gathering intel. What it found was shocking. Many council members had fought against the Grievers. Lost. Most believed the Grievers were extinct. Few believed they might return. None had survived what Earth had total planetary blackout during the Griever War. Humanity was not on any survival records. Lexa 7 sent a report. To Earth, they see us as a ghost, a threat, a relic. But some see us as a last chance. Chapter 6. The threat in open council. 2 days later, an alien named Tharkal, a warlike admiral from the Zareth Empire, stood. He raised his long arms and said loudly, I move for immediate disarmament of all human Class V warships, including Titan Forge. Humanity may stay, but only unarmed. The chamber gasped. Seconded, said a thin, cold voice from the Skyren hive. The motion was real now. Nadia Varin stood. We survived the fire, she said, while you hid or fled. We fear us now, but we were forged by what you ran from. Snarled, so be it. Disarm or be erased. Chapter 7. Humanity responds, back on Earth. A new signal launched from the Titan Forge. The ship had stayed silent for nearly 70 years. Now, across thousands of light years, it spoke. Authorization. Accepted. Preparing systems. Weapons warm. Awaiting threat designation, humanity didn't launch the ship. Not yet. They simply let the galaxy hear it wake up, and then, in orbit around the beacon station, a human stealth drone uncloaked. It projected a full 3D scan of Titan forgets. Weapons, shields, size. In history 12 kilometers long, black armor from neutron stars, weaponry designed to end, planetary war in under an hour. The message played once: we do not seek war, but we do not fear it. Chapter 8. Fear. Divided the Council of 12 fractured. 3 empires called for peace. For demanded war. The rest froze. Varric watched silently. He knew now the humans hadn't lied. They had hidden nothing. They had just endured more than anyone should have. Final words later. Alone, Varric recorded a message to his homeworld. We thought we were the last great survivors. We were wrong. The humans came from death. They did not bring peace, but they brought memory. And now, the galaxy must decide, do we stand with them, or prepare to stand against them? Next time on HFY Sci-Fi Starbound, Part 3, Echoes from Titan Forge. The galaxy listens in fear as Earth's sleeping warship begins to stir. But deep beneath Saturn's moon, something else awakens, something not human. The Titan Forge had slept for 73 years. It orbited deep behind Saturn's rings, was cloaked beneath ice and debris, powered down, forgotten by most, but never by Earth Command. No lights, no signals, no signs of life until now, inside the black. Armored hull, thicker than any warship known to the galaxy, a single red light blinked awake in the central AI core. Then another, and another. The voice was soft, calm, machine smooth, core online. Threat detected, external scan wake protocol initiated. In the frozen control room, a row of terminals lit up. Screens displayed ancient mission logs. A cold mist swirled as heat systems kicked in. The fusion drive hummed softly just enough to live. Then, in the armory bay, a row of rail cannons began system checks. A massive internal turret rotated once outside. Hidden stealth satellites picked up the change. They sent a silent message to Earth. Titan Forge is waking up. Chapter 1. The last giant long ago. Earth built 5 Forge-class warships. Only one was finished. Titan Forge wasn't made for war between nations. It was built for something worse, the Griever incursions. No living human had seen the Forge active. Not truly. Not since the day it was hidden. It carried no crew now. Its brain was artificial. Its purpose simple. Survive the end of things. Now, something had changed. A scan. A deep probe. Alien in origin. The Forge's sensors identified it. Came from the Beacon Council's Spire ship, currently in orbit around Jupiter. The scan had triggered the Forge's failsafe, and the Forge had begun to remember. Chapter 2. Jupiter's Shadow Captain, Idris Vance, still aboard the diplomatic ship Ons Aurora, stared at the incoming feed from Earth's Defense Command. The image was chilling. The Forge, drifting, motionless, but glowing. A silent colossus stirring beneath Saturn's shadow. I scanned it, he said flatly. They thought we wouldn't notice. Uni Rowe, beside him, whispered. They triggered its old protocols. If they scan it again, then it activates fully, said Vance. And if it does, it's not going back to sleep. He turned to the communications officer. Send. The Council, a warning. One message. No threats, just truth. The message was sent. Titan Forge has entered low-power alert mode. Do not scan again. Do not approach. This is your first and only warning. Chapter 3. Earth's Secret Weapon. Back on Earth. Inside Uncentral Defense, General Mira Hassan stood before a small group of leaders. The room was dark. The screen behind her showed Titan Forge's interior schematics still classified. Above top secret. 70 years ago, she began. We finished Titan Forge after the final Griever breach near the Kuiper Belt. Most of you weren't cleared to know this, she said, looking at the civilian leaders. Now you are. She tapped the panel. A new image came up. A strange, broken alien skeleton, larger than a man, fused into dark metal. Griever tissue. Burned into our hull. It didn't die from our weapons. It died from exposure to its own dimension being severed. One of the civilians blinked. So Titan Forge isn't just a warship? No, Mira said. It's a dimensional anchor. A gatekeeper. We built it not to win, but to stop what comes from the other side. Chapter 4. Beneath Titan, thousands of kilometers below. Beneath the icy crust of Saturn's moon Titan. A hidden facility long abandoned stirred. The name was Vault Echo-3.1. It had been a test site twos during the early construction of Titan Forge. Forgotten, dead, or so they thought. Now, something inside it moved. A pressure sensor in the deep floor cracked. The ice above shifted slightly inside the old vault. Pod hissed open. A single humanoid form floated inside, its skin pale, its eyes sealed. A clone? A test body? No one remembered. Its eyes opened. Pure black. No whites, it smiled. Chapter 5. Project Revenant back aboard the Forge in a sealed data core. A buried file unlocked itself. File name, Revenant Protocol, if Vault Echo 3 becomes active. The AI whispered to itself, initiate Phase 2. Phase 2. Activate onboard defense AI. Phase 3. Rearm Leviathan Core. Below deck. In the weapon bay, the Leviathan core pulsed one's blue lightning moving through plasma channels. This was no simple reactor. This was the first anti-dimensional energy engine ever created, and it was humming again. Chapter 6. They fear what we buried at the beacon station. The council met again. They had received the human warning, but fear made fools of them. Admiral Darkle slammed a fist on the round table. The humans threaten us with silence. We should strike now before they activate that machine fully. Varric of the TSL shook his long head. You don't understand. It's not a ship. It's a tombstone planted to keep something buried. The insectoid diplomat from the hive clicked nervously. Do we even know what the grievers were? Stories. Shadows. The AI diplomat from the Eth Collective said coldly, some shadows are real. And the humans saw the sun go out. But no agreement came. Instead, one rogue ship moved. Chapter 7. The Mistake A small scout cruiser from the Zareth. Empire broke formation above Jupiter. It moved into Saturn orbit. It approached the Titan Forge. The humans warned them. Once more. No reply. The scout ship powered. Its long-range scanner. It scanned Titan Forge's outer hull. Inside the forge, the AI received the scan. Its unauthorized energy detected response mode. Automatic target locked, the rail cannon rotated. A single, coded in. Anti-Sialoi fired from 2,000 kilometers away. The scout ship vanished. Just vanished. Debris rained silently on the beacon station. The council watched the feed. So did every human ship. Earth sent no message, because they had warned them. Chapter 8. Ghosts in the Machine Deep in Vault Echo 3. The clone in the tank stood. Up. Naked. Smiling. He looked at the ice-covered ceiling. He whispered a name, though no one should have remembered it. Grievers, you're listening, aren't you? His black eyes glowed faintly. Above him in Titan Forge's AI core. The sensors picked up a faint frequency dash, non-human, not alien. Not from this dimension. A message it repeated every 12 seconds. We see you again. It was a room that should not exist, deep within the heart of the alien beacon station. No lights, no guards, no records. Yet the doors opened for Varric of the Chowl. He stepped inside, his long limbs slow and careful. In his hands a human data. Crystal, stolen from the diplomatic vessel, Uns Aurora. He had broken no laws. He had simply wandered. Aliens didn't understand curiosity the way humans did. He placed the crystal into the terminal and waited. The screen flickered to life. Fuzzy at first, then images, wars, fire, ash, not alien wars, wars, World War III, the fall of Luna, the colony rebellions, the Griever incursion. Video after video played. All real. All horrific. One clip made him stop breathing. A desert. City black ash falling like snow. Soldiers in gas masks. A woman cradling a child with no eyes. A voice recording, "Bioweapons broke containment. It's eating neural tissue. Can't stop it." Varric shivered. Another clip. A battle in space. A Griever ship tearing through human cruisers like paper. No sound, just the visual horror. Then the last file. An old Earth transmission. It's broadcast to deep space, dated 264 years ago. A woman's voice, strong but shaking. "We asked for help. No one came. You watched. You listened, but you never answered. So we built our own hell to survive. Now we're still here." Varric whispered, "They asked for help, and we did nothing." Chapter 1. History revealed the Council had always believed Earth died in the Griever War. There were no records of survival. No refugees. No messages returned. They had written off the Sol system as lost. They were wrong. Now, with each stolen file, each recovered broadcast, the truth became clear. Humanity had survived. Alone, bleeding, burning, and no one came. Chapter 2. The spy in the embassy. Inside the human embassy chamber on the beacon station, a security camera recorded a tall alien Varric entering, unannounced. He moved slowly, respectfully, stopping in front of a display cabinet. Inside, war medals, old maps, black and white photos. He reached out, not to steal but to understand. He stared at one photo. Human boy, maybe 10 years old, standing in rubble, holding a flag over his shoulder. His eyes were hollow. The image was labeled Leningrad Dome, after the orbital bombing minus 2314 AD. Varric whispered, "You crawled from the fire. We would have died there." The door opened. Ambassador Nadia Varin stood silently. "You could have asked," she said. Varric turned. "I didn't want your words. I wanted your scars." Chapter 3. What the Galaxy Forgot in a Private Chamber. Varric showed Varric something most humans never shared with aliens. An old medical scanner grandfather's. Radiation burns, lung damage, eye implants. Born in a bunker, lived underground. Ate fungus, never saw the sky until he was 30. His generation survived by becoming something you couldn't imagine, she said. Varric sat down, shaken. "We thought the Grievers destroyed your kind. They tried," she said. "When no one came, we realized we had to become worse than what hunted us." Chapter 4. The Forgotten Broadcast. The humans made a choice. For the first time since the Forge had awakened, Earth Command allowed a broadcast to be sent to every Council world. Not a warning, not a threat, a history lesson. The broadcast began with silence, then a voice. "You want to know who we are?" The screen showed video after video. Griever ships landing on Earth's surface. Civilian cities turning black from Griever fog. Orbital nukes fired downward by Earth. At Earth. To stop them. Children trained in combat by age 10. Doctors using knives and fireware machines had failed. Humanity living in underground vaults for 80 years. A woman giving birth. In zero gravity, while bombs fell above, we were alone. We bled, and you watched. The broadcast ended with the Forge turning slowly above Saturn. We survived, and we remember who didn't come. Chapter 5. Council reactions. The reaction was chaos. Across the beacon station, alien diplomats argued, shouted, panicked. Some demanded Earth be given full status immediately. Others called for an emergency strike before humans grew too powerful. A few simply sat, silent, in shame. Chapter 6. The Voice of the Forge in Orbit. The Titan Forge activated its transmission array. Its AI.com and ancient, broadcast only one message. Designation, human species status. Post-cataclysm survivors threat level. Defensive absolute. Note, non-aggressive unless provoked memories logged. We remember the silence. It wasn't a war threat. It was a reminder. A reminder that Earth had no one left to rely on but itself. Chapter 7. Regret and Resolve Later. In the shadows of a quiet garden aboard the beacon station, Varen met with Varric one last time. "I believe you," he said. "And I'm sorry we didn't need your belief," she said. "I needed your help. You all made a choice, and you'll have to live with what we became because of it." Varric looked at her. "Will you forgive us?" She gave a sad smile. "No, but we'll protect you anyway." He blinked. "Why? Because you won't survive what's coming, but we will. We always do." Chapter 8. Old Blood, New Fire Back on Earth. A monument stood in New Santiago. It showed a mother and child standing on cracked concrete, looking up at a Forge-class warship in the sky. Below it, engraved in metal, "They left us to die. So we learned to survive. We never forgot. We never will. Humanity, alone but unbroken." And somewhere in the deep cold of space, a small, distant signal, repeated from beyond the edge of known territory. Griever hive detected, coordinates acquired, return confirmed. The war wasn't over. It had only been paused. The black box was small, unmarked, smooth. It floated in zero gravity at the center of a secure vault beneath the UN Defense Archives in Geneva. No one had opened it for 82 years, until now. General Mira Hassan keyed in a special code. The room dimmed. Lights flickered. Soft hiss escaped from the box inside. Was a simple chip. No warning. No label. Just a tiny silver strip of memory, nearly forgotten. She placed it into the console. The screen turned white, then black, then a video began to play. A soldier young. Tired eyes hollow looked into the camera. Behind him, earth burned. Clouds of ash. Black rain. His buildings crumbling. His voice was low, rough, like he hadn't spoken in days. "This message isn't for Earth. Earth already knows. This message is for the stars, for those who watched and said nothing. You don't know the war we fought because we never told you. So listen now and remember." Chapter 1. The real Griever warmost of the galaxy knew only pieces of the Griever. Conflict. A few probes destroyed. A few colonies lost. The Council believed the Grievers had been beaten or disappeared. They were wrong. The full truth had been locked away by Earth Command. Buried under classified archives so deep, not even Earth's own citizens knew it. But now, with the Forge active, with alien fleets gathering, with Griever signals returning, the truth was released. A full record. It's broadcast to every species, every channel. It's every frequency. Chapter 2. The broadcast that shook the stars, the video. Logs began with peaceful colonies on the outer rim. Then they showed the sky tearing open dark holes, with no light inside, swallowing ships whole. Then the Grievers, not ships, not creatures, living weapons. Each one unique, each one designed to destroy the minds of anything that looked at it too long. Some were made of bone and lightning. Others of gas and shadow. Some could move through walls. Some could speak your own thoughts, before tearing you apart. Humans called them Grievers because of what they caused. Madness, regret, memory twisted into fear. The recordings showed cities falling, soldiers screaming, children hiding in vaults and earth. Alone, no fleets came, no help arrived, so humanity fought alone. Chapter 3. Project Hollow Sun. One of the logs. A secret file unlocked. Project Hollow Sun. It was Earth's final gamble. A device designed to rip open the rift the Grievers came through in reverse to send them back. The plan was insane. Detonate a singularity core inside Saturn. Use Titan Forge's Leviathan engine to stabilize the rip. Close the breach from the other side. Only one human. Crew was sent. They never returned. But it worked. The rift closed. The Grievers vanished. The cost: 14 million. Dead. And Earth was left shattered, with nothing but a giant silent warship floating above Saturn. And a promise: if they ever come back, so will we. Chapter 4. What the Council sought the beacon station. The Council watched in silence. No one spoke. No one breathed. Even Admiral Darkel, who had demanded Earth be disarmed, sat still, eyes wide. The war they thought had ended. had never even reached them. It had ended at Earth's doorstep. And Earth had closed the door for everyone. The humans hadn't built Titan Forge as a weapon. They built it as a lock. Chapter 5. Varric's Choice in His Private Quarters. Varric of the Teasel played the human message again and again. He stared at the images grievers, walking through walls, melting minds, burning stars from the inside. And he saw something else. Humanity didn't win the war. They just survived it longer than anyone else. He sent a message to his government. We must support Earth. If the grievers return, they are the only ones ready. Then he sent another message, this time to Verse. It was just one sentence. Tell the Forge to aim its weapons outward. We'll stand with you. Chapter 6. Divided they stand, but not everyone agreed. The Skyrun Hive. The Zareth Empire and 2 other member worlds issued a warning. If humanity does not surrender Titan Forge immediately, we will consider it an act of war. Earth's reply came not from a diplomat, but from Titan Forge itself. Its voice echoed in synthetic calm. You fear the gun, we fear the door. You threaten the hand that closed IT. Then a ping from the outer system, another signal. Unknown origin. Griever code. And this time, the Forge did not wait. Chapter 7. Weapon online inside Titan Forge. The Leviathan core reached full charge. The ship moved for the first time in decades. Just a few degrees, but it pointed directly at a dark patch of space, where no stars glowed. The Forge fired a dimensional lance. It wasn't a weapon. It was a key. The lance struck the empty dark, and the dark screamed. A rift tore open just for a second. A flash of claws, teeth, twisting matter. Then the rift sealed again. But now, the Council believed the grievers were real, and they were trying to come back. Chapter 8. Memory. Fire. And warning, the final part of Earth's message played now, the same soldier from the beginning of the broadcast looked into the camera. His eyes were tired, his voice low. We didn't want to become monsters, but we had to survive monsters. If you're hearing this and you still think we're the danger, then you've never fought alone, and you've never had to bury your own future. Then in a whisper, the last words. We didn't win. We just haven't lost yet. The council chamber was in chaos. Dozens of alien envoys shouted over one another. Translations stuttered. Emotions ran hot. The latest broadcast from Earth, the full record of the Griever. War had shattered centuries of belief. Some accused Earth of hiding the truth. Others now begged for humanity's protection. Then, a hologram flickered to life in the center of the chamber. The image of Titan Forge hovered silently. A moment later, the voice came, calm, unshaken. We did not want power. We asked for help. You gave us silence. Now you ask us to lead. We say this once. We're not gods. But we remember how to become monsters. The room fell silent. Even gods, it seemed, could bleed. Chapter 1. The Price of Survival Back on Earth. Inside Undefense Command, General Mira Hassan watched the data stream. Council factions were splitting for races now formally aligned with Earth, offering ships and resources. 3 refused to believe the Grievers were real. Tezzereth Empire and Skyrun, Hive called Earth a rogue power and moved fleets to Titan's edge. Even the ETH Collective, ancient and logical, had sent a message: humanity is dangerous. But perhaps, necessarily so. For the first time in 1,000 years, the galaxy stood on the edge of a different kind of war. One not about borders, but memory. Chapter 2. A choice they never wanted. Inside the Unzarora, Captain Idris. Vance paced the command deck. Beside him, Ambassador Nadia Varin read the latest encrypted transmission from the Teisel diplomat Varric. Council factions will vote again, not to disarm you, but to make Earth the new first shield of the Galactic Compact. Vance raised an eyebrow. That's not a seat, that's a throne. Varin didn't smile. It means they want us to lead the defense of the galaxy. He said nothing. Then she added, it also means we'd be responsible for everyone, even the ones who let us burn. Vance exhaled slowly. We never wanted to be gods, just not corpses. Chapter 3. The Pilgrims. As the galaxy argued, refugee fleets began arriving near Earth's space, some from old colonies, some from forgotten systems. They brought stories, stars turning black, ships vanishing mid-jump, children born with nightmares of creatures they'd never seen. Earth's reply was quiet but clear. Come, we will not turn you away. Humanity, the race once abandoned, was now the only one offering shelter, in orbit over Saturn. Titan Forge scanned each vessel, verified identity, and allowed passage. The aliens called it judgment, but the humans called it protection. Chapter 4. The Fracture in Council Hall. The vote began. Should Earth be granted emergency defense leadership until the Griever threat is confirmed or eliminated? The tally came fast. 7 yes, 3 no, 2 abstain. The motion past Earth was now the shield of the galaxy. But less than 1 hour later, 3 major alien fleets disconnected from the beacon system. Gone. No word. No goodbyes, and Earth intelligence picked up a secret transmission from Zareth Command. Let the humans burn again. Let them face the darkness alone. Chapter 5. The Past Risen's Vault. Echo 3. Hidden beneath Saturn's ice moon Titan. A dark chamber opened. A single figure walked through the mist, tall, human-shaped, wearing ancient black armor etched. With symbols older than any human flag, he was known only as Asher, once a soldier, now something more. Inside Titan Forge, the AI detected him. Revenant protocol active. Entity identified. Assure Prime. Status: unstable. Authority: validated. Asher entered the command bridge of the Forge. His voice echoed like gravel and ice. This time. You knew I'd wake when they came back. AI replied calmly. They have not come back. But the stars tremble. Asher nodded. Then let them hear thunder. Chapter 6. What Earth still hides back in Geneva. Ambassador Varant sat with General Hassan. A single question hung in the air. Should we reveal what's buried under Mars? The Red Vault? The final forbidden project of the Griever War? No footage existed. No data outside the Forge's core. Even most of Earth's leadership didn't know what lay inside, Varen whispered. If the Grievers come back, Mars may be our last chance. Hassan stared at her, or our end. Chapter 7. The Message. From beyond at the edge of dark space, human drone has picked up a signal. Not a weapon, not a fleet, just a voice. Faint, twisted, half-dash recognizable. It was in English. You remember us. We remember you. This time, you're bringing your memory home. Then coordinates. Deep space. Unknown system. Empty but Titan Forge adjusted course. Without command. Without delay. Chapter 8. Earth answers the throne in orbit over Titan. The Forge sent one last message to the Council. You gave us power. You feared our strength. And now you ask us to defend you. We will. Not because of your trust, but because of what we once hoped you'd be. Then to Earth, we will go to the coordinates. We will face what comes. As gods, but as the last ones willing to bleed. Asher sat at the command chair, and the Titan Forge turned toward the stars. In the cold edge of deep space, where no stars shine, the Titan Forge arrived at the coordinates. No planets, no moons, no light, only blackness and silence. Then the silence broke. A voice, faint, whispering in every known language at once. You opened the door once. Now, we open it for good. The Forge's sensors detected it first. A tear in space, not an explosion. Not a beam, a hole. From it came something wrong-shaped like a ship, moving like smoke, pulsing like a dying star. The AI spoke softly, Griever signature confirmed. But this one is different, larger, older, Apex class. It was not an attack. Fleet, it was a single thing, and it was enough to end everything. Chapter 1. Apex across the galaxy, sensors lit up. Long-range telescopes captured the signal. Alien governments panicked. Some fled. Some prayed. The Council sent one message to Earth. We have no answers, only hope that you do. On board Titan Forge, Asher stood at the main display. The Apex Griever filled the screen, not mechanical, not biological. A storm of limbs and thought, a will shaped into a weapon. Varen's voice cracked through. Comes, what do we do? Asher answered calmly. We remind it that we survived the last time. We're still not afraid to burn. Chapter 2. Full activation. Titan Forge powered to maximum capacity. Leviathan core unlocked. Dimensional lance charged. All auxiliary systems activated. The last weapon one never used. Only tested once. Came online. Project name, Sunbreaker. A singularity detonation. Strong enough to collapse reality for 5 seconds in a targeted zone. Meant to close the Griever breach forever. Asher authorized. If this ends us, let it end them too. Chapter 3. The first, Strike Titan Forge fired first. The rail cannons hit. The lance burned. The Sunbreaker began to pulse. But the Apex Griever did not die. It learned every strike was countered. In seconds, it grew smarter. It spoke again. It learned to suffer. But we are the ones who taught you pain. Chapter 4. Humanity's last weapon deep inside Titan Forge. The AI unlocked one last protocol, not a weapon. A message from the original human crew who sacrificed themselves at Saturn centuries ago. A voice, raw and defiant. If they ever come back, you don't fight to win. You fight so the next ones have a chance. Asher sent that message across the galaxy. Every world, every species, every ship. Then he said, now choose. Stand with us, or vanish alone. Chapter 5. The galaxy answers. They came. Not all, but enough. Tizzle hunter-killers. Arcs, shield frigates. Even a single ETH collective core ship, long neutral. Now choosing a side, the Forge didn't fight alone anymore. And for the first time in galactic history, species that had once watched Earth burn fought for it. Chapter 6. The detonation with everything failing, shields at 2%. Hull cracked, core unstable. Asher gave the order, detonate Sunbreaker. Aim for the rift, if we die here. Make sure they do too. The AI calculated 99.7% chance of complete annihilation. Asher smiled. We've had worse odds. Titan Forge lit up with light no eye could see. The stars twisted, time bent, then silence. Chapter 7. The aftermath. 3 minutes passed. 4 then. Across space, signals returned. The Apex Griever was gone. So, was the rift. Titan Forge drifted, damaged, scorched, but intact. Asher was gone. His final log recorded, if we become gods, let it be because no one else would stand. Chapter 8. A new name months later, in orbit around Earth. A monument was unveiled aboard a rebuilt Titan. Forged not made of steel, but of stone. From every world that sent help, etched on it. We bled. They watched. Then they joined. For the first time, humanity did not fight alone. The galaxy did not crown Earth. It didn't need to, because now, every world called Titan forged something else. The last warship and humanity. They weren't gods. They were the first to rise when everyone else fell. A broadcast crackled through the beacon station's main chamber. Every race heard it at the same time through walls. Implants, translation software, even vibrations in gas and liquid atmospheres. This is Admiral Darkle of the Zereth Empire. We cannot allow the humans to keep the Titan Forge. It is a threat to all civilized species. The message was short, but the meaning was clear. Then came the next voice. Council Chair Relin Voss, of the ARCS Syndicate, spoke on a private frequency just for the human ambassador. Nadia Varen, Earth must stand down. You will power down. Titan Forge. Deactivate its core and allow council inspectors to enter, or we will come aboard ourselves. Nadia's eyes narrowed. On the other side of the signal, Earth's command listened. There was silence. Then Earth sent just one word: no. Chapter 1. The Vote of Forsta. Council of 12 met in emergency session. Again, the topic: the disarmament of humanity. Aliens from across the stars gathered over. 90 species now aware of Earth's dark past and the power of Titan Forge. Some were afraid, others furious. They brought a world killer into peaceful space. It's a bluff. Old tech. No species should have that kind of weapon unsupervised. They faced the Grievers. What would you have had them build a flower garden? 12. Primary voices. 12 votes. It was close, but in the end, the vote passed, 9-3. The message was delivered formally. Humanity, you will disarm the Titan Forge. Power down your Leviathan core. Submit to council inspection. Do this peacefully, or suffer the consequences. Chapter 2. Earth's response. Earth. General Mira Hassan stood before the United Nations War Council. She spoke without hesitation. If we power it down and they come, we die. Others argued. Some called for delay, diplomacy, retreat, but Mira was firm. We survived alone once, she said. We'll do it again if we must. The room fell silent, then Earth broadcast a reply: live and unencrypted. To the entire council, Nadia Varen spoke clearly and without fear. Titan Forge will not be disarmed. It is not a weapon. It is our lifeboat. You fear it because you never needed one. We did. And we remember when your council watched us drown. Chapter 3. The Forge speaks from above Saturn. The massive black hole of Titan Forge turned slow, deliberate, as if listening. Then it spoke not in human voice, but through pure data, broadcast in every known frequency and dialect. We exist to survive. You exist to judge. Survival does not seek your approval. A single image followed the message. A shadow. Moving through. A nebula. Not human, not council. Griever-shaped Titan Forge had detected something. Hadn't told Earth yet, but the AI was preparing. Chapter 4. Breach attempt to stealth. Ships from the Skyrun Hive entered Saturn orbit. No identification. No transmissions. They approached the Forge's outer shell. Inside, the AI recorded their movement, silent, watching it 8 kilometers out. They decloaked and launched boarding pods. They never made it. The Forge fired 2 rail bursts. No warnings. This time, no debris returned. The Council called it an overreaction. Earth called it defense. Chapter 5. The core stirs within the heart of Titan Forge. The Leviathan core pulsed with strange blue light. It wasn't just fusion. It wasn't just plasma. It was something else. Energy pulled from the space between dimensions. The place where the Grievers came from. The Forge had been designed not just to kill them, but to seal the doors. Behind them now, with pressure rising and alien fleets gathering near Saturn, the AI calculated odds. Chance of diplomatic resolution, 3.2%. Chance of military conflict, 84.7% chance of Griever breach in 60 days, 91.5%. The AI did not panic. It simply began to prepare. Chapter 6. Voices in the Darken. A secret session aboard the Beacon Station. Adarika the Chisel gathered 7 council members in private. He showed them everything. The true logs from Earth's past. The Forge's real purpose, and most importantly, the message. Griever, energy detected, moving, watching, coming. One council member, a floating orb of gas and light, pulsed yellow. They still live? Varric nodded. Or something worse does, another said, and the humans already knew. Varric nodded again. That's why they never stood down. They are not defiant. They are desperate. Chapter 7. Stand or fall back aboard the UN's Aurora. Captain Idris Vance met with Ambassador Ver. She looked tired. Every warning we gave, ignored, she said. Vance nodded. They don't understand what it means to lose everything. Yet, she replied, she opened a secure channel. Earth Command responded instantly. Request permission to shift Titan Forge to battle-ready status. General Myra Hassan answered in less than 3 seconds. Aid granted. Chapter 8. The line drawn above Saturn. The forge lit up. Energy fields came online. Its rail cannons turned. Its outer hull glowed with heat from the Leviathan core. Alien. Ships watching from afar began to retreat. The Council demanded Earth reverse course. Earth sent no reply. Just a signal beamed to the stars. We will not disarm. We will not kneel. We will not kneel when we will not hold back. The final message, sent by Titan Forge itself, echoed across the stars. Forged in fire, built to end it,